It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 357. Very happy to welcome Sam Vincent. Sir Slam is a 1980 Class A state champion with the Eastern Quakers, the state's first Mr. Basketball the following year, Big Ten scoring champ and All-American with the Spartans, NBA guard with the Celtics, Sonics, Bulls, and Magic, and a coach in the NBA, in the D-League, in Europe and Africa, and now with the AAU Global Coach Academy. Sam, it's great to have you here.
It's fantastic to be here, Jack. Always a pleasure to be back in Lansing, and always happy to join the show.
Yeah, well, we were going to get a hoop here and let you dunk the ball a couple times.
That would not be pretty. That's all I'm going to say. Well, hoop, I don't mess with those things anymore. I do a little coaching now and then, but the shot's going a little bit to the left, and the knees are a little bit achy, so I do what I can do.
No one-on-one matchup with our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to welcome back Dale Beard. He's an Everett High guard, and he was a player on the 1977 Class A state championship team, college basketball player at Ferris State, and he is another FOM, that's Friend of Magic, for more than 4.5 decades. How are you, Dale?
Great, Jack. How are you?
You going to take that challenge from Sam? Do you want us to find a hoop somewhere and you two guys go at it after the show?
Jack, we can find one, but I don't know what's going to happen, Jack. We don't know what's going to happen. We can find it, though. We can sit around and just look at it, I guess.
Well, we have a ton to talk about. We're going to reminisce. We're going to go back to the late 70s and early 80s, the golden age of high school basketball here in Mid-Michigan, and we're going to talk about 8 sensational years at Michigan State in terms of individual scoring. Not all was sensational in terms of the final record, but I'll never forget going to Purdue, and you just put up 39. I'm walking out, and this guy in front of me is just grumbling. His wife says, "What's wrong, honey?" And he says, "That ain't Vincent. I swear, that kid's been here 8 years." Well, sort of. 4 with Jay and then 4 with Sam. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about which team was better, which championship team, the 77 Vikings or the 80 Quakers. We'll talk about that, and we're going to talk about Michigan State. We're going to talk about pro basketball. We're going to talk about COVID-19 and can they actually play this season? We'll talk about that and much, much more coming up here on Press Pass. We'll be right back.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, "Where's your bank?" you can tell them, "Here's my bank." Or, "Here's my bank." Or, "Here's my bank." Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
The math is pretty simple during the final days of the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save 15% when you purchase any Denver Mattress Value Line mattress and Sleep Essentials package. And to celebrate our newest arrival, come in and test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress. Plus, get free shipping right to your doorstep. And for the budget conscious, check out the Summit Queen, only $199.99, and 4 years, no interest financing. Hurry, the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
It's an afternoon of nonstop laughs, weekdays starting at 3 on My 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Fox 47 News at 10.
Giving Mid-Michigan their late news an hour earlier.
Making it easier to wake up in the morning.
Every night at 10. Know tomorrow's weather, then get to bed. Everyone knows.
The best way to start your day begins the night before.
For over 20 years.
The only station with a primetime newscast.
Fox 47 News. Local news at a more convenient time.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Bring thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. And we know that'll happen again very soon. Hats off to the GLSA for helping to make Mid-Michigan all that it can be. There you see a very familiar image. That is Irvin Johnson as an Everett Viking, 1977 Class A state champion and one of the best players in the country. People who saw Albert King and Gene Banks would tell you he was the best player in the country. And Dale Beard, you recognize that photo?
Yes, I do.
Team
great
shot
memories,
of the 77
great
state champions, right?
Yes, great memories.
Yeah. And 3 years later, we had another state champion across town. Lansing Eastern and Sam Vincent. There you see Mr. Basketball for 1981, his senior year. But the year before that, Sam, your team photo, you see a Class A state championship team. And what stands out to you about that team?
A good team, a good balanced team effort. Really had some guys that could play strong on the inside. With Robert Henderson and Jim Keaton. And then we had a real nice group of guards also. So real balanced attack. And looking back at that, just a great time in Lansing, Michigan basketball. You know, that Magic Johnson, Everett Viking, Dale Beard team was pretty incredible. You know, we're still wishing we had a chance to go back and play that team.
Yeah.
You know, me, Jim Keaton, you know.
We'll do that later this segment. We'll work that out.
That would be cool.
We're going to do cool. Gentlemen, when I explain to people that there's never been a period of basketball quite like that one in mid-Michigan, how do I do that? If they weren't around during that era, Dale, how do I explain that 1974 through 1981 put the great in Greater Lansing?
Well, you know, back then, you know, you had great teams. You had, you know, Sexton, Eastern, Everett were pretty much the top teams. And so you had great players there too. So it all made it competitive through those years. So we all just had a good time, man. And every game was packed. You had to get there before, you know, during the JV game, or else you couldn't get in. So
right.
I just think, you know, each team had a lot of great players that made the area great of basketball at that time.
Sam, you've often said that your love for the game really started watching your brother Jay and Irvin going at it, including one unforgettable game in Jennison Fieldhouse, right?
Yeah, Jack. I mean, I tell that story about 1977 pretty often. I mean, that was the year I was 14 years old that I went to my first Lansing Eastern versus Lansing Everett game, and man, the excitement at that game, the crowd, it was a sold-out crowd for a high school game, but the energy, you know, the energy and the vibe there just really propelled me to want to get on the court and have a chance to experience some of those same feelings.
Judd Heathcote actually slugged me. I can still feel it. Well, one day when I told him, you're having trouble getting crowds for your games, Judd. Maybe if you played the first game before Everett and Eastern. Shouldn't have said that. That was a big mistake. Dale, what do you remember about that night in Jennison Fieldhouse? That was the only time that Eastern got the best of your Everett team.
Yeah, well, you know, Eastern was the better team that night. You know, they played, they came out, and neither one of us, I think, underestimated each other. But I just think that night it was electrifying. It was great. I mean, it was a sold-out crowd. So, you know, that night was just a great night, and I just think that night Eastern was a better team.
Sam, the biggest victory in Lansing Eastern history? Was it that win over Everett, the only game the Vikings lost en route to the state championship with that packed house in Jenison? Or was it your state championship win 3 years later?
I'm going to go with the state championship. That's an easy one, Jack.
Smart one, huh?
I think when you look back at that game at Jenison Fieldhouse with 10,000 fans watching a high school game, and two of the best, high school players in the state, 6'9", both scorers. That was an exciting game, and of course, Eastern winning that game made it very special for the Vincent family. But I think it's all about winning.
Yeah, state championship's a state championship, right? As Dale can tell you.
A state championship is a state championship.
All right, gentlemen, let's go. Let's get at this. Which team would have won? Dale, how would your Vikings have beaten Sam's Quakers?
Oh, well, you got a guy named Magic on the team. You can't go against that. So I'm going to go with the Vikings. I got to go with the Vikings, man. Sam's my guy. I love you, man. I just got to go with the Vikings.
You had a lot of weapons. Jim Keaton said that first time Irvin drove to the basket, he'd been flat on his butt.
Jack, I've been getting ready for a week for Dale to say that Everett was going to win that game. And I'm going to tell you how the Quakers were going to win.
Yeah.
We were going to put Magic in a box and one.
Ooh.
Okay? We were going to zone him up.
Yeah.
We're going to take the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
A nice, tight box and one. He can't shoot. He can't dribble. And we're going to let everybody else score. Now, we know Dale's going to go for about 30 in that game. But we're going to hold everybody else down.
Larry Hunter, Paul Dawson, Tony Daniel, Dale Beard would have hit big shots, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a minute talking about the Michigan State Days next.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Every week we get to play the fictional heroes on television.
And root for our heroes on the field.
We report stories about heroes of all types.
And we spotlight our local heroes every day.
But we wanted to take a moment
to thank the true heroes
of our time.
So, to all of you out there taking a risk for us, thank you.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Hi, I'm Deb Hart.
And I'm Bob Hoffman.
Have you checked out Fox 47 Morning News?
Every weekday morning while Julie and Claire get you caught up on news and weather, we catch up with some of the most interesting people in mid-Michigan on the Morning Blend.
It's your chance to find out what's happening in your own backyard and have a little fun along the way.
Local news, local weather, local people.
Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf of Okemos, 106 years in the automobile business. Stop at Graf Chevrolet or Graf Nissan, side by side on West Grand River. They'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf. Here you see Jenison Fieldhouse, what it was like with that old tartan turf, and big wins for the Spartans. The way that Magic and Gregory Kelser, and of course Jay Vincent. And you see that fast break, that trademark break, and the no-look pass from Irvin. A lot of people forget the first game of Irvin's career wasn't so hot, but a guy named Jay Vincent came off the bench and scored 25 points. That's the best debut we've ever had for a Michigan State freshman in his first game. Does that look familiar to you, Dale? You remember some of this footage?
Yes, I do. I actually, I'm sitting and watching it, and I'm thinking, wow, them were some great years because, it was just great at that time. So I'm just thinking back, man, it was good times.
There you see Sam with a shot at him with the ball, too. Dale, how did Judd Heathcote, not known as a recruiter, land the two best players ever to come through any city in Michigan at the same moment?
Well, Judd, he's always, he was always a lot of times at our practices at Everett. So I just think, with the closeness of being here right in town, him able to come and see a lot of our practices and stuff, I just think Everett felt that, he could, that this was a place he needed to be. And, with Jay being right across town, I just think that was another thing that, they just kind of wanted to join forces together because playing against each other the last, for the 3 years they played against each other, they just wanted to join forces. So it was pretty easy.
There you see Jay in the post, that velvety touch, call him the Velvet Bull at one point. And there's Sam soaring for an easy basket. A lot of people don't realize that Jay committed first to Michigan State, and he did that while Irvin was at the Albert Schweitzer Games. He came back, and the guy who had really done most of the recruiting for Irvin, his name was Vern Payne. And Vern had just gotten the job at Wayne State. And so he went over to Everett, and he called Irvin out into the library, and he said, Irv, I want you to know that I'm taking the job at Wayne State. And I think Irv kind of slumped down because it's this guy. He said, but you need to go to Michigan State anyway, and Judd is going to make you a better player. He's going to put the ball in your hands, all these things. And Dale, Magic bought it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, yes, because, Vernon Payne was a great guy, man. He was one of the better recruit guys. And so when that happened, Irv was a little sad about it. So yeah, it all worked out.
Sam, your scoring stats and Jay's remarkably similar. You think that you had exactly the same scoring average, 16.8 at Michigan State for your 4 seasons. Jay is still the number 7 all-time scorer. You are number 8 on that list. You were 5 and 6 when you left. But Jay has championships, 2 Big Ten championships, regional championship, of course, the national championship. And between the two of you, you have 3 Big Ten scoring championships. No brother combination has that.
Jack, I was not aware of that until you mentioned it here pre-show.
Yeah.
The fact that our scoring prowess has kind of been the same, very, very similar, is pretty exciting. The fact that we both are within, 50 points in terms of total points is pretty bizarre.
And only because he played more games than you did, but your average is exactly the same. When you think about Jay getting the national championship, what would you have given to go on to a Final Four or more?
Well, what would I have given to play on that team with Magic and Greg Kelser and the rest of that crew? That was a fantastic team. We did have some talented crews during my years, but never had a chance to get quite back to that same level of the NCAAs.
We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about basketball in 2020. We're going to talk about Xavier Tillman's decision to stay in the draft, Aaron Henry withdrawing his name, and what's going on in the NBA up next.
Breaking! Car insurance rates are dropping. Did you know Michigan's auto insurance laws have changed? As of July 2nd, you are likely overpaying for coverage. We have always offered low rates, but now our rates are even lower with Stop One Insurance, where everyone's approved.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-400-6731. That's 1-800-400-6731. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. Dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. Here you see a tweet from Xavier Tillman this afternoon. I'd like to thank first my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to play the game I love. To Spartan Nation, I thank you for your love and support and welcoming me and my family. Your energy and the atmosphere that you created was a huge reason that I came to MSU. To my coaches, I thank you for guiding and shaping me over the past 3 years. You pushed me to work hard and to become a stronger leader. Your support inspired me to not only transform my body, but also to become a better student and a man of integrity. To my brothers, you truly mean everything to me. What I will remember most are the laughs in the locker room, looking in the hotels, and the battles that we've had on the court have created an unbreakable bond. I appreciate you for embracing me and my family. With the support of my family and coaches, I've decided to test the waters and will enter my name in the 2020 NBA draft. That's Xavier Tillman, and outstanding career at Michigan State in 3 seasons. Sam Vincent, if you look at what X did in his junior season, he had that flying putback against Illinois that gave Michigan State a share of the Big Ten championship. He became an academic All-American and also a father for the second time. If he is a late first-round pick, as many project, well, he made the right choice by giving up his last year of college basketball.
Well, I'm going to support the decision Xavier made.
Yeah.
I think this, first of all, he's in the line of a great list of incredible NBA and Spartan players that have come out and done very well in the league. And I think with 2020, not knowing exactly what's going to happen and how you're going to play and what's up with COVID, I think he prefers, instead of to gamble there, to gamble on starting his career at the NBA level. And he's a super player. Yeah. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. And of course, I'm sure the Spartan Nation wishes him all the best.
I keep hearing there's one team that's really interested, same one that drafted you in 1986. How would he look in the green and white of the Boston Celtics?
You know what? He's got that Celtic kind of style. He's a hard-nosed player. He's, plays real blue collar. gets it done.
Yeah.
He's versatile, can do a lot of things. He can score, he can rebound, he plays tough. So he'd be a great fit in Boston.
Dale Beard, you watched X grow. We saw him in the Don Johnson Fieldhouse when he was a runner-up to be Mr. Basketball, and a big win over the winner, Isaiah Livers of Kalamazoo Central. But what you've seen of him, he ready for the next level?
I agree with Sam. His decision must be that he feels that the next level is where he want to be, and where he can fit with the Boston Celtics if that's where he's going. But I've seen him grow as a freshman when he came in until now, and I think he has the potential. I think he's ready, and so I'm all for him. I'm wishing him the best luck, and hopefully that it all works out for him.
I think everyone is supporting him. He did a great job while he was here. Tom Izzo, very supportive with the statement today, and I think fans know that X looked into this. He did his due diligence, so you have to give him credit for that. Dale, this Michigan State lineup still has a ton of players. And when you look at the team it could put out there, still 12 deep. How does Michigan State look without Xavier Tillman, but with Aaron Henry announcing he is coming back?
Oh, I think they'll be solid. These guys, I've seen the guys that have left, the guys that are returning, they seem like they've gotten better. And so I think that with that experience, I think they learned from those guys who left, and I think they'll be back in the contention.
Sam, I want to switch gears for a minute and talk about the NBA in your adopted hometown of Orlando. Do you think they're going to be able to get this done, maintain bubble security, or is the hopes of crowning a world champion just another Disney fantasy land?
Well, you know what? I think it's going to be tricky all the way out to the end. First of all, I think the guys got there and we're excited to get the season going again, but the reality of being in the bubble and not being able to bring family and friends in, that's going to really play a toll. So I think they'll get to the end. I think they'll crown a champion, but I think there's going to be a lot of adversity along the way.
I got to keep the players focused. If they want chicken wings, they can order them in. They don't have to go out.
They have chicken wings at Disney, too.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. But it's going to be fun. Hey, we're watching game after game after game. You just have to figure out where they are. Looking forward to that. And, hey, we needed something to watch. No question about that. We will be back in just a couple minutes. We're going to talk about issues. So we're going to talk about COVID-19. We're going to talk about the impact, especially in college football. Pac-12 players today, more than 100 of them coming out. United we stand, a statement. We'll be right back.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Big Bang Carter prototype, Sheldon, The Big Bang Theory, 5 nights a week.
As the pandemic went on, we saw between 30 and 40% of an increase in those who were hungry and needed to find food in some other way.
Fox 47 made a challenge to Mid-Michigan.
There is something about living in Mid-Michigan. People come forward and help each other.
Help donate over 50,000 meals to local families in need in just 1 week.
To do this kind of thing in just a week's time is really unheard of.
Every single dollar raised, we can provide 3 meals. The need has never been greater.
And the response was overwhelming.
Foster Swift is proud to donate, supported by the plant professionals.
We're proud to partner with Fox 47's Feeding Families.
Got the calculator here. We just raised 69,360 meals for Mid-Michigan. So I'm really proud and really appreciative of the entire Greater Lansing Food Bank team.
Thank you, Mid-Michigan, for your generous donations.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. Well, we got big news from the Pac-12 today, and there you see a graphic. They put out an illustration that we are united, hashtag. More than 100 Pac-12 football players opting out, or say we'll shut down the college game if need be, if we cannot get assurances on health, economics, and social justice. Sam Vincent, are they going to be able to do that?
I think they will, because I think the number of athletes uniting around these causes is growing. And I think as that number continues to get bigger, the voice gets bigger, and then it starts to really impact a lot of important things. So you know, this is kind of a limited situation there with football, but you know, there's rumblings around Major League Baseball. You know, clearly in the NBA there's rumblings, and I think for once the athletes are really standing together on these issues.
Dale, what's the danger here for this movement of mixing legitimate health concerns with a broad spectrum of other issues? Some people said, hey, this is your chance, you might as well lump it all in together. But I'm getting a lot of blowback of people say, okay, if you have COVID concerns, that's one thing. But if you're going to try to completely change the model, this is not the time for that.
Well, I think, you know, with all the, you know, the testing and the precautionary things that they're doing, I think, you know, that's going to help, I think, a lot. You know, I'm thinking back, I think, you know, they were saying like the NBA has probably got the best ideal as far as that. But
hard to have a bubble on college campuses.
That'll work. That'll work. I think that'll be a good thing. I mean, if it's working for the NBA.
Hey guys, I just want to know if these players opt out, if they do not want to take part in football, and I understand there's a lot of close contact with that. I'm not exactly sure how they would make that work anyway. But can you assure me that all of those players then suddenly will be wearing masks, they'll be maintaining social distance, and they will never come within 2 football fields of a Harper's environment?
I don't think that's possible, Jack. I mean, you know, there's some inherent things about playing sports that you just can't change. And the fact that there's going to be contact, the fact that people are going to get close and have to touch each other, that's you know, basketball, that's football. To some degree, that's even baseball, because you got to tag the guy running. So I think the COVID situation is going to be best solved if there's a vaccine and it goes away. Until then, players are wanting to be safe because they want to keep their families safe, and that's a real issue.
Yeah, well, Dale, we saw what happened over at Harper's, and a lot of people there wanted to socialize. They are young students on campus. Don't know where that's going to take us, but I'm hearing we already have 5 of the 7 Big Ten East football programs that have shut down, and at one point or another, we have 2 others that could be in the same situation. Then what?
Well, it'll be tough, because you know, they have to make that decision just to be safe, because if you continue with that, we don't want this thing to spiral out of control more than what it is. So they would have to shut down completely and then figure something else out after that. So we'll see what happens.
Gentlemen, was little more than a week ago that Michigan State senior offensive tackle Jordan Reed created quite a stir with the tweet. And he's talking about why are we even playing these games? If it's not safe, you can't have students in classes. Why do we think you can have players out on a football field? And he says, it's really all about revenue, capital R-E-V-E-N-U-E. Are you buying that, Sam?
You know what? There's some truth to the fact that revenue is connected to this. But I heard a comment by the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, a couple days ago. He said, our fans, our community, they want to see basketball come back.
Yeah.
So I think there's just a real social issue of people wanting to live and stay connected and have sports. And I think that's just as important as the fact that there's a lot of money on the line as well.
Yeah, and when you look at the Power 5 conferences, gentlemen, they've all got different plans. The Big 12 is moving games up into August. The SEC is pushing them back, so there's a 4-week gap between when these games will start. Now there's even some talk of the Power 5 schools seceding from the NCAA and forming their own organization. Interested to see how that might transpire, but right now so much uncertainty. Got to have some revenue, otherwise this whole model falls apart, but you need the players to be safe along the way. We'll be right back in just a minute. Lions and Tigers up next.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Time to get your game on. Sports wagering is now open at the all-new Dacey Sportsbook and Tap House, only at Firekeepers.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. No shortcuts, that's the Woody's way, and that's why I'm there every week, knowing that Chuck, Delita, and their dedicated staff want you to have the very best.
Strike one, Miguel swings and lifts a high, dry right field deep in the corner. Cordero going back, looking up, and it's gone, a home run. High fly ball that just kept going right in the corner, tucked it inside the foul pole. Miguel Cabrera's second of the year with his home run in the first inning. Miguel Cabrera moves into the top 5 all-time in Tigers franchise history for total number of extra base hits.
He had a 2 home run night, and not expecting that at age 37 when you consider that he hit just 15 home runs the past 2 seasons combined. Dale, when you think of Miggy's age and declining physical condition, now he's in a little bit better shape, but what can we reasonably expect from a 37-year-old baseball player? Oh,
wow. Well, you know, he's out there competing, so, you know, we always want to see them at the highest level. So, and being an ex-athlete, you know, you never want to say, you know, it's time to give it up. But if he continues, like, to be competitive every game and do what he has to do, I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right.
Sam, I see a lot of NBA guys. We just saw Vince Carter play 22 years and expend a lot more energy than Miggy is out there. So why can't a baseball player function effectively into his late 30s?
I think he can. Yeah, I think he can. I mean, the game of baseball is a lot less demanding than the NBA. Yeah. So it really comes down to, you know, how you condition your body, how you stay fit. These NBA guys now are into some incredible routines to stay, you know, focused and healthy on the court. Baseball is not as demanding, so if you put the time and energy in, I'm sure you can extend your career into your late 30s.
Sam, Tigers off to a little bit of a surprising start, even after dropping a rare 14-inning doubleheader today to Cincinnati. They're 5-5. That's a lot better than they were last year when they won 47 out of 162. So when you think about this, what has to happen for a young team to suddenly feel that maybe they're a little bit better than other people think and they're going to prove them wrong?
Confidence. You know, there's nothing like a few early wins. There's nothing like good team chemistry. There's nothing like those things that really build your personal confidence and your team confidence. And that only happens with wins. Yeah. So if they can get on a little bit of a string here, start feeling really good about themselves and the team, all of a sudden they can string together some wins.
Dale, I want to talk about a different breed of cat. And Matthew Stafford, who has been the Lions' starting quarterback since 2009 and became the 8th member of the team, has been one since, to be placed on the reserve/COVID-19 list with an uncertain return date. What does that mean for Stafford, who now has 4 kids, including a baby at home, and his wife, Kelly, who's recovered from brain cancer? In light of this, what must be going through his mind as he carries the load of a franchise on his shoulders?
Well, you know, he's probably thinking that, you know, he has to, this is what he has to do. It's got to be family first. I'm sure he's taking all precautions to what he has to do and to keep his family safe and also himself. So hopefully that, you know, that's some of his main things he's gonna do. So hopefully he'll just, you know, concentrate on that and make sure his family's safe.
The Lions now, this is 63 years since they've won anything, Sam. Since their last NFL championship.
It's a long time.
That's a long time when you consider only 4 teams have not been in a Super Bowl, and Lions have had the most seasons in that group. But, you know, people don't expect them to win Super Bowls. They'd like them to make the playoffs, and it'd be nice if they ever won a playoff game. Matthew Stafford has never done that.
Well, you know, sometimes, you know, you develop a culture, and teams that win have a winning culture, and teams that lose have a losing culture. Yeah. And it's always about the little things. It's not really the big things, it's the details. So to me, if you're going to shake that up and make a change and try to get in that winning state of mind, you got to bring in the right, you know, general manager, you got to bring in the right coach, you got to change the culture. And I know that the Lions have tried, but they haven't had the success in changing their culture.
When you see the NFL's list of opt-outs, these are players who with contracts have said no thanks. It is now at 39 players and counting. What does that say about the league's chance to complete a season? And are you optimistic that pro football can do what baseball and basketball are trying to get done?
It's going to be tough. There's more players. There's a lot of contact. Guys are touching. It's going to be very hard to social distance playing in the NFL. I think they've got to roll the dice the same way the NBA has done, put in the safety precautions, and then if they have a lot of cases, go ahead and shut it down.
Cornerback gets beat on a long pass, he can just tell the coach I was socially distant.
Hey, what have you been doing up there?
Honey, only ask questions that you really want the answers to. Okay. I'm gonna get a reward for being such a nice guy.
As long as nice guys don't finish first.
Oh my God, are we poor?
You are. We're doing very well. I know this might be too late to say, but I'm not sure we should have children. Oh, what are you dressed as?
Oh, a farm girl.
E-I-E, no. I wasn't always this good at this.
That's That's Mike. We went to the mall!
Haters, gonna hate. Peace out.
On Last Man Standing. Weeknights at 7:30 and 11:30 on Fox 47.
Know the day's weather before you walk out the door.
Fox 47 News.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Champions 2020 segment, brought to you by the Michigan Education Association. The MEA's members, educators from across our state, are proud of this year's high school graduates. Congratulations. Learn more at mea.org. Athletes aren't the only ones who've had to make sacrifices this season. Commencement speakers have had to do things in a very different way. Thanks to the MEA and Press Pass, 10 outstanding scholars across mid-Michigan are getting a chance to present their message tonight. We'd like you to meet Emma Granger from Lansing Christian. How are you, Emma?
I'm good. How are you?
We want to hear your message. Emma Granger from Lansing Christian.
Class of 2020, my challenge to you is simple. Achieve your goal. The only thing standing between you and your goal is you. So achieve it. Sounds easy, right? And yet, if it were easy, why do so many people fall short? Why do so many people give up? Why do so many people set goals and dream dreams and make plans and yet never, ever achieve them? You know what they lack? They lack grit. They may have the degree, they may have the intellect, they may have the personal connections, they may have every single advantage, and yet they never reach their goal. They lack grit. Grit is choosing the hard option every time when there's an easier one in front of you, because you know that in the end, choosing this option will get you closer to where you want to go. Grit is something you develop when you do the hard thing every single time. And let's be honest, we don't want to do the hard thing. We don't want to take risks. We're basically trained to avoid struggle. And yet, without the struggle, we'll never get the grit to go where we want to get. Recognize the path to achieving your goal won't be easy. Anticipate difficulties. Don't be surprised when there are hurdles in your way. Instead, see them as opportunities to prove to yourself and everyone around you that you want this. Tackling the obstacles will only make you stronger. Class of 2020, you're passionate, you're competitive, you're leaders. This is what I want for you. Set a goal and go after it with everything you've got. Class of 2020, achieve your goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was gritty. Emma, tell me why that was an important message for you to convey.
That was a really important message for me because I know that everyone has a goal or has a dream, and honestly, we just need to be reminded that we can get to wherever we want to go as long as we work hard enough to get there.
We always say life is a team sport. Obviously, you've had help along the way. Who do you want to thank for helping you achieve all you have?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've had tons of help. I would like to thank my family, my parents, my siblings, and honestly, my whole community at Lansing Christian.
Well, let's talk about your future, obviously very bright. Talk about next year, what's ahead for you and what you want to do.
I'm going to be heading to Liberty University. I will be a part of their honors program to study marketing and finance.
Lynchburg, Virginia's gain is Lansing's loss, but we look forward to that. And beyond that, do you have plans, what you'd like to do?
I'm just going to try to test a lot of different things when I'm there and hopefully travel. I love Spanish, I love meeting new people, and I'll see what doors open.
Whatever doors open, we know that Emma Granger is going to go through them. Congratulations, outstanding job tonight. Congratulations on all of your work at Lansing Christian. You are the 9th in our series of 10 MEA Champions 2020 scholars. And one more next week. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back with our Culver's Cool and Smooth segment up next here on Press Pass.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Greg.
Welcome to Delicious.
I'm WWE superstar Kofi Kingston. Watch me on Friday Night SmackDown every Friday on Fox.
We're excited to announce we're open. Come check out our patio. Midtown Brewing Company on Washington Square is open Wednesdays through Saturdays. Great food, great beer, great patio. We can't wait to see you. Midtown Brewing Company, back and better than ever.
Fox 47, home to the #1 primetime newscast, the most popular comedies on TV, and the #1 news show on television. Thank you for making Fox 47 Mid-Michigan's favorite TV station.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment. Brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. Here you see a graphic of the winningest college basketball teams in NCAA tournament games. Kentucky just 3 ahead of North Carolina. Then it drops down to Duke, Kansas, and UCLA. Then quite a drop to the next 5. But Michigan State at the head of that pack, number 6 overall with 69 NCAA tournament wins. That's 3 for Forty Anderson, 14 for Judd Heathcote, and 52 for Tom Izzo. Tom is 5th on the all-time coaches list. And the question is, can he catch Jim Boeheim, just 3 behind Jim, who's been at Syracuse forever? And also the chance that Tom could catch Dean Smith in 3rd place with this. Okay. Team 357. Who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Dale Beard, what about our team of the week? What team do you have for us?
I have the Los Angeles Lakers and Toronto Raptors. I think that was a great game the other night, so that's my team there.
Okay, we were talking about the Raptors and their 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. Nobody thinks they have any chance, Sam, to repeat as NBA champions because they don't have Kawhi Leonard and they don't have a lot of names in a star-driven league.
Well, there's a lot of talk about Kawhi's absence and the fact that the team, doesn't have a chance to return. But I like this team.
Yeah.
They've got a balanced attack. They've got great team chemistry. Everybody accepts their role and plays it well. So I don't think you can count this team out. I think they're as good as the top 3 teams in the league.
They had a long winning streak going into the break and started pretty well coming out of it too. All right, Sam, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
Team of the week, I'm going to stay with that Dale Beard, Laker love that he just kind of passed out. I had a chance to catch him play the Clippers a few nights ago, and I was really impressed with the fact that the game kind of went up and down a little bit. They were down, and Clippers were playing very well, but at the right time, when he needed to step up and show, LeBron came up with some big plays defensively, got a big stop at the end, scored a couple buckets, and got a big win for the Lakers. So I'm passing out some Laker love.
Leave it to LeBron, gentlemen. He gets the go-ahead basket on a putback. A lot of players, his star quality would not have even been in there bumping and grinding. And then he comes down to the other end and plays terrific defense on Kawhi and Paul George on the switch. Gets it done when a big play has to be made. Couldn't do that when they lost by 15 to the Raptors, though. All right, time for our player of the week, and I actually have 3 shout-outs here for you. Andrell Anthony, East Lansing High wideout. You've been watching us talk about him, and congratulations on his decision. Made the announcement the other night at East Lansing High School that he's going to live the dream and go play for the University of Michigan. Wish him a lot of success in his senior season and moving on to college football. Tyler Alexander, Tigers pitcher. And you don't normally see this, but in a losing cause, strikes out 9 straight batters, setting a record for the most consecutive strikeouts by a relief pitcher. Congratulations to him. And can't forget about Jamie Samuelson, my friend from 97.1 The Ticket. He is a morning co-host and one of the classiest guys in the business. He died of colon cancer Saturday evening at age 48. He told us all to get colonoscopies. I'm following your lead, going to do that tomorrow afternoon, and you got a Heisman ballot waiting for you in heaven. I want to thank Sam Vincent, 1980 state champion, Dale Beard, 1977 state champion. It's Champions Night here on Press Pass. We'll be back with you next Sunday, everyone. Have a great week.